Hi everyone, I'm Nate Law from coachlaw.biz, and I want to talk to you today about 7 reasons why flat fees are king in a small law firm. Number 1, it puts the client first. Now remember too, it really helps me if you like and subscribe to my channel, and it also helps you get all the information you need as we keep learning how to be better law firm owners together. So let's get back into number 1, how flat fees put clients first. Flat fees puts the client first because it limits uncertainty. I sometimes joke with people just to break the ice. Well, it's not always a fun day when you have to come see a lawyer. And maybe it is. Maybe you're doing something positive, or maybe it's more, future planning like estate planning or something like that. But generally, they're coming to you because they got a problem and they're not sure how this is going to work out, how their situation is going to end up in the future. And so anything that you can do to limit their uncertainty in the relationship with you and that part of their legal concern about going to a lawyer or choosing the right firm to represent their interests is going to be huge. Simply put, predictability for the client puts the client first. And if they know how much it's going to cost for your fees, then that's a huge weight off their shoulders. So number 2 is client choice. Choice in terms of either the kind of level of service or the specific types of service that you're offering them. The obvious one is for estate planning, wills, trusts, where you might be doing certain types of documents and say, well, we're going to charge this much for, if we're doing a will, this much if we're doing a trust, this much for an advance directive or power of attorney, or kind of bundling and unbundling services. That's pretty easy. But you can also formulate your firm in a way that gives clients the choice for how long they want the case to take, or what type of communication or the speed of communication that you're going to guarantee that you give them. If that's really important to a client, maybe they want to pay more to, just be have somebody at their beck and call, kind of thing. You can be really creative with this, and you can give them options so that they understand what to expect. Number 3 is that flat fees can really set the tone and groundwork for creating a relationship of trust between your client and yourself. Having the flat fee discussion up front with the client really shows them that you're competent, you know what you're doing, you know what it's going to take to be successful in their case and get them across the finish line. But it also shows them that, hey, there's nothing I have to wonder about, or wonder how much this is going to cost, or what that looks like, or if my attorney is going to, be more concerned about the fees than about, doing a good job for me. So it really engenders a relationship of trust between you and the client. It enables you and almost forces you to get off on that right foot. So number 4 is that the flat fee structure, flat fees really focus on results. So instead of focusing on how long something is going to take, or making decisions based on what my bill is going to look like to the client, or whether I should or can bill for this thing or that thing, it takes a lot of that out of it, and it focuses on the result. And that is what a client wants. And that is also what is going to get you more business and referrals from clients, is really focusing on the results, not the method of payment along the way. Number 5 is that flat fees promote efficiency. And who doesn't want efficiency? Lawyers are always looking. We are always looking, especially if we're running the business, not just working in the business. We're looking for ways to be efficient ourselves and for our team to be efficient. So that's something that works for the lawyer, for you, because it's going to reduce administrative waste and the time it takes to create more bills, do more unnecessary admin work around that process. And quite frankly, clients want us to be efficient. If you think about almost any other type of service, you don't really care if your mechanic takes 2 days versus 2 hours to fix your car. In fact, you probably want them to do it in 2 hours. You'd much rather have them do it efficiently, quickly, and done well, as long as you can drive your car out of there at the end of the day. So why would clients want to pay you more for being less efficient? right? So it works for the clients, it works also for the law firm owner and lawyer. Number 6 in why flat fees are king for the small law firm is that it results in really predictable cash flow. So in a way, it really helps you to know upfront how much you need from a particular kind of client and how many clients you need in a given month or a quarter or a year to be able to make your business profitable and make it what you want to be. It also gives you a better gauge for future earnings. It also can really reduce the amount of time that you spend or that your bookkeeper spends or that you and your accountant spend. So before I get into number 7, I want to give you an example of something I heard from a lawyer who was really proud about how he billed and how he justified his hourly billing. And what comes to mind in this story is that hourly billing doesn't really account for lawyerly thought, but it does account for like phone calls to clients. So if you have a client who's saying, hey, lawyer, you charge for a 15-minute phone call between you and me. They may not want to, call up their lawyer when they have questions, and that can really limit contact and needed good, clear communication between client and lawyer. And so, they see that on there and they say, well, I'm not going to bother to call my lawyer or even email him sometimes unless it's really, really, really important. That can really limit the good communication that leads to good results in a case for a client. So this lawyer who I'm talking about, he said, one time I billed for time while I was thinking about a case in the shower. And so it's like, okay, great. You should be able to bill for time that you're thinking about a case, working through it. That's what we lawyers get paid to do, is use our expertise, use our brain, apply a law to a situation. But he said, okay, I struggled with how to even, justify that, right? Or the time that was in there. First of all, how do you describe it? He was really proud that hey, while I was, in the shower thinking about this case, it turned out to be a strategy that won the case for the client. It was effective and all that. And that's great. That's awesome. But just the fact that we lawyers sometimes have to struggle with that whole process, that whole thought process of justifying our time and going through that. Flat fees just takes all of that away. And so here's the last and final thing. Number 7 is there are only 24 hours in a day. Flat fees are not bound by that. They're not limited to the fact that there is limited time. And so that's yet another reason why flat fees are king in a small law firm and should be utilized by every attorney. So I hope you can see that the framework based on billable hours and time is not ideal for the client, not ideal for you as a business owner, as a lawyer, and that you're going to get better results more efficiently working with flat fees. You're going to get more raving clients, and I want you to start implementing this. And let's talk about how we can do it. I'm Nate Law with coachlaw.biz, and please like and subscribe to this so that we can continue that, and I'll see you next time.